All right, you can see that the interface is quite different. So now we are using the dynamic functions continue. We'll proceed from where we stopped in our previous video. So let's load Maya. This was my Maya, and if I still click on my playhead, you can see what is happening. Your playhead will not be slow like this, because I'm doing some rendering on my system. That's why the playhead is slow. Normally, it's supposed to be very fast, the playhead movement. Now you can see how the bricks is working. What is happening here is what I will quickly explain. What is happening here is very simple. What is happening was that the bricks are stronger or heavier than the sphere. So this represents as a kind of stone. We can deform its shape to look like a stone. So we can even build a cars and make the car run through this place and hit this wall. So many things we can do. So what happened was that if you see these rigid, the sphere is not as heavy as the brick, so it couldn't break this thing. Some of the thing we'll be correcting as well is you can see how these bricks, one of the bricks went so far down to the extent that it couldn't stop. So, and then something like that in a real life situation is not possible. So the bricks move back and stuff like that. You can see how some of the bricks moves back and this one pushed out. So let's get a correction of what is saying. So let's stop our play. Let's go back. Now what we are going to do now is, why the bricks is heavier than the object here, it's because of the density. So what we are going to do is that we will select the sphere, we'll scroll to density, no, mass. So we'll go to the mass, we'll increase the mass of this object. Let's give it something like 5. Okay, let's leave the bounciness and damping. Damping is one funny function. So let's try our stuff like this first. Let's click on play. Coming. Let's see that into run, and then let me just play that. That's what happened. You can see what happened. You can see the way it pushed the entire stones because its mass has now increased and now it has more strength than previous. So you can now let's try it again. You can see how it was able to push the entire bricks now. So let's not waste ourselves times. Let's select the sphere again, and then let's go back to the mass as well. Let's get something like 10 and see what happens. Let's click on the blade. You can see now it pushes the entire bricks off, and that is that about that. So let's stop our play. Now what we want to correct now is, because we can't make this a 3 video, what we want to correct now is, you can see how it pushes it. The bricks went far to the extent, you can see how they are going and so on like that until the timeline is. So let's just stop our play. Let's reverse back to our stuff like that. Let me select my sphere. Let me some of the other things that we can modify here. There are many things we can just play with here, but I would just remain on my velocity and then mouse, So now watch what happened now. If I should select my base and then I just click on the edges and I pick these edges and just push this back a bit. Alright, now I want to make sure that when these mass objects hit these bricks, they don't just fly away like this. No, it's wrong. It doesn't look so realistic. So let's just say you can see how they're flying. You can see how they're flying. So I can just stop the play. I can just go back. Now I can orbit my object and then just to try and see my bricks. There are ways I can also select. I can pick this, hold down the shift key and pick the last cube. I can see all my cubes were selected. I wouldn't change their velocity or its mass, whereas there are other things we can change here. Its bounciness also can be changed. We can reduce the bounciness of these, and then let's reduce this bounciness to something like 4. And then let's click on the player again. You can see how they are moving now. You can see the bounciness has reduced and they are now moving. Okay, so we can just stop the playhead. Let's go back here. Now, while I've selected all my bricks, I can simply say I come back to somewhere around my fluid. I can then do something more again, like I can reduce its I can reduce these I can play with some of its graffiti and stuff like that on my object. So in field like this, I can play with hair, drags, graffiti, new things, and you can see other stuff like that. So let me just say I want to click on the graffiti. Now you can see the graffiti is on the ground. So what happened now is if I should click on play now, you see what happened here now? And you can see that some blocks fell on the floor, and none of these blocks went out. So this looks realistic compared with our previous video. Some blocks just fell through that. Let it hit, and you can see that some block just fell on the ground. No, I got it wrong. I got it. Let's play it. Let's come back here, and you can see the position of our stuffs, and so click on the player again. I can see how some blocks did not even move at all. So some blocks just fell down, and some just went through the down, and you can see them through the down like this now. They are going through the down, not like the way it was pushing those bricks before, those blocks before. I can see the ball as well. The ball is also falling down. It's not going straight the way it was going in the first instance anymore. You can see some blocks are falling down while some are moving toward the back because of the gravity that was the force that was applied by these objects. And then some of those bricks now are going toward the down, and they are falling down now. Immediately they lose the balance on these planes. So you can see how realistic this was now compared with the previous one, that everything was just moving toward the back. So that is that about that. You are feel free to practice and do more things. So I'll see you in the next video.